Okay, so we are gonna have to stream vertically today because for some reason, um, when you, when I set this thing up, it won't let me stream horizontally because I decided to do it from my phone. Let me see. No, it's not gonna let me. All right. Hello. There we go. All right. So we have to stream horizontally today because it's dumb. My phone is dumb. I decided to stream on my phone today because I am tired of dealing with my laptop in the mornings. Yes. So we're gonna be streaming like this. I'm gonna see if I can set it up next time to stream horizontally, but this time I'm not messing with it. So good morning. All right, Stormy's here today. If you would like to see the baby. Yes, the baby. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Actually, I like the chat better on this anyway. I can read the chat. I still have the chat over here because it's bigger. So you may see me, if I see like a chat disappear that I'm trying to read, I may be looking over here. But yeah, you get to see how chunky I am today. Enjoy the chunk. So, heads up, you guys, a 20-pound bag of rice is $11 at Walmart. Yeah, seriously. So we're going to talk about, I know we were going to do the spices chat today, and we will still get to that. I know we were talking about, like, the Seven Mountains stuff earlier, like yesterday. But I do feel kind of the need to address the economic crash that we are all about to experience, which is going to be very not fun for everyone. Yeah, so it seems that we were right. And I don't think that a lot of Trump supporters truly comprehend how upsetting it is to be right now. Learn how to can. It's a bit of an upfront cost, but the canner and the jars will last decades and save you so much money down the road. We actually have some friends. Like I said, we had been like looking into what people could do, what their skills were, and we do have some friends who can. Me and my big ass water bottle. Got to get that water in for the day. So yeah, that's something we're definitely looking into. On my list is along with starting a garden. Yeah, we're starting a garden too. Victory gardens, yay! So here is something I'm going to propose. I know that there's been a lot of like boycotts and stuff going around lately. Here is what I am proposing. Because as I've said before, this is going to have to be more of a lifestyle change. This isn't going to be something we can solve by boycotting for like 24 hours, having like a no spend kind of day, you know. It's not. Also, even if it's just a drying rack, hand dry your laundry, your clothes will last longer and it'll reduce energy use. Yeah, I would love to get a line for outside, but I don't know if we can afford that right now. So, like I've said before, this is going to have to be more of a lifestyle change. Well, today is Fat Tuesday, right? Today's Fat Tuesday, or Mardi Gras. as it's known in other places. So, we are going to need to change things up. I love having an Appalachian grandma in Amish country. I just get to relive my summers at her house now. Yeah. So here's what the lifestyle change we're going to have to make. Okay? And I think it would be easier on us to celebrate Lent. I think that, like I said, Christian holidays, public domain. We fucked up the whole world. Our traditions are public domain. And I think, you can break fast. The thing about Lent is you can break fast on Sundays, right? So, here's what I am proposing. Throughout the week, if you must spend money, spend it small, right? Spend it on small businesses, artists, museums are going to need our help right now. And then, if you want something or need something from a big box store, from a corporation, Pearl's up here trying to start beef with Stormy. If you need those things, right, sit them in your cart throughout the week and buy them on Sunday. This is not a boycott. This is a change in the way we are going to spend. I call it Spite Lent. So I think that having that sort of structure would help to, because a lot of people will sit there and go, oh my God, but we rely on these corporations. We need them. And yeah, they've set it up to where we can't really escape them. They are kind of necessary to all of our lives. However, if you are just not buying stuff and then buying those things that you need and just the things you need, on Sunday only, they are going to pay attention to that. They are going to pay attention to the way people are buying. Yeah, I'm going to try to fill my kids' Easter basket with local stuff, but not a lot of little Easter treats to be found there. Do you have, like, a local, like, I don't know where you live, but sometimes there are, like, local candy stores, or there are local, even if it's just, like, a bodega, if you want to get, like, a couple Racy cups or something, but I would try to focus more on, like, supporting community programs. If you got to spend money on stuff, support your community programs, support artists, support small businesses, because all of those things are going to be hurting right now. May I ask why Sundays only? Sunday, during Lent, is the day you can break fast. So you are allowed to break your fast on Sunday, to do the thing that you wouldn't normally during Lent. So this would be a pulling back. And the thing is, after Lent, if you found you're happier, if you found that you are saving money, that this benefits your life in some way, you can just keep doing it. That's the point of Lent, is like, okay, we are making lifestyle changes. We are seeing what we can live without. And then after Lent, you take that into the rest of the year and you go, okay, this is something that, maybe still makes me happy and I want to go back to, but not nearly as much. Or this is something that I can really just do without in my life and I just don't want to go back to it at all. Oh, tall mode. Yeah, so I set the stream up, and I think, I can't figure out, because I'm doing it on my phone right now. And for some reason, it won't let me stream horizontally. from my phone. I'm not sure how to schedule a stream that is set horizontally. Now, I can do it if I just go straight into the stream. But if I schedule it, I can't set it horizontally. And I have no idea why. No idea why. I'm making my bread now. I found a local egg supplier and want to start shopping for veg at the farmer's market when it's open. I think I'm going to add this Sunday only shopping to my list. Seriously, like, this is about making a change, and like a long-term change. Because if there's a boycott, like, corporations will just be like, okay, well, it looks like we're going to have a little dip that day, and they'll find ways to work around it. If they start seeing a lifestyle change, a spending habit change, that makes them freak. Especially if you, like I said, if you want to shop on Amazon or need to shop on Amazon for whatever reason, put it all in your cart throughout the week, right? Put it in your cart. And then on Sunday, buy the things from the cart. And then, then you have a week to think about it too. Like, is this something I actually need, or is this just something I want? And if you found that you have found the thing you wanted to get from Amazon from somewhere local in your community, or that you don't actually need the thing you thought you did, then you could just take it out of your cart and then spend less. And Amazon will pay attention to that too. I'm from the Pittsburgh area and have not gone to Target since the inauguration. I used to go every day. I've had to go to Walmart maybe once, and now it's mostly Costco and the local grocery. Yeah. And are you happier? Do you feel more fulfilled? Like, that's the thing, is that I have found that stepping away from these corporations, as much as possible, it actually makes me feel more fulfilled than I otherwise would have. I like to let stuff cart rot on Amazon. Yeah, seriously. Because like I said, this is going to be a lifestyle change too that a lot of us are just plain forced into. I used to do Target dopamine shopping. Yeah, don't let yourself dopamine shop for the next 40 days. It's 40 days, okay? Everyone can survive not dopamine shopping for 40 days. Everyone. Everyone can find, and this is your opportunity, right? Like, to go out and find other things that give you the feeling you would get from consumption. Because that is how capitalism has hardwired us, right? It's hardwired us through propaganda, through advertisement, to believe that spending, consuming, this is what leads to happiness, and it's not. The things that lead to happiness are community and spiritual fulfillment. And you are not ever, ever, ever going to get that from consumption. You're just not. I'm feeling myself forced into it right now. I've had rice and beans so much recently. Yeah, that's the thing. This is gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. And I'm not saying, like I said, this is not a boycott. You do not have to completely give these places up, because they have set it up to where we do rely on them. Like, we do. A lot of us cannot afford to shop in other places. A lot of these places are the only places that are carrying the supplies we need. And so what we have to do is learn how to work around it. We have to change these spending habits. And corporations pay attention to people changing their spending habits. It's their job to do that. This also allows for people to continue to support small businesses / authors that are only on Amazon. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And to, like I said, get the things that only Amazon has right now. Like, really and truly, it has been a nightmare, I'll be real, to try to get supplies for our Sack Lunch outreach because of Amazon wish lists. They are so easy to make a wish list, and people just don't want to do the extra steps. They just don't. And we don't want to have to give out our address to our studio. So, like, having the Amazon wish list has been really fucking convenient. Um, and it has helped us get supplies so we can feed other people. So it's been rough. And that's why I'm saying, like, you can still shop there. You're not completely giving it up. And I think, honestly, this will be more effective long term because it is, like I said, Amazon's not going to give a shit if you boycott for one day. They're not going to care. They're not going to care. But if they see a lifestyle change, that could make them freak a little bit. Have you thought about Throne as a substitute or as an audition? I have never heard of that in my life. I'm trying to embrace simplicity from Spices, and I find I'm buying less, giving, donating more, and feeling less stressed. Really and truly, honestly, capitalism has given us anxiety. It just has. And I have found that embracing simplicity, embracing creativity, embracing community, this is what gives me fulfillment now. This is what makes me happy. It's not buying things. In fact, now when I buy things, it kind of just stresses me out because I'm like, oh boy, we really don't have the money for this. You know, like, so I would rather do things that give me, like, it's almost like I have retrained my brain through trying to live simply for capitalism, for spending, to give me more anxiety than going out, going into my community, spending at small businesses, having experiences with my wife, with my family, with my friends. That is where I want to spend my money now and spend my time. And it really is, like I said, it's like hardwiring your brain. Because now when I like spend at like big megacorps, when I have to, it just makes me feel like anxious and upset. Also, I'm in a really small town. Amazon has things even my local Walmart doesn't have. If I want something, I have to get it on Amazon. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, these corporations have set it up to where we are reliant on them. And that's why I think and I think more people would be willing to get on board too. I think when you tell someone, don't do that, never do that, I think that has the psychological effect of making them want to do it more. At least I can say I'm like that. You know, when you tell people to not do things, it makes them want to do it more. And so I think that allowing yourself to have that time on Sunday where you can go, okay, I break the fast today. Giving yourself that cheat day, right? That can be that little release you need to make that lifestyle change, to keep it going, right? I also find looking at upcycling ideas weirds me out, how much people use when there are cheaper alternatives. Yeah, that's another thing about simplicity. The simplicity part of the Quaker Spices that I have really enjoyed is that, like, I want to upcycle more. I want to learn to fix things. I've talked to my friends, you know, about wanting to like learn how to repair fences, and learn how to do plumbing and things like that. Because I feel like I'm being freed up a lot more, um, to do those things. So Throne is basically a wish list and tipping site many influencers and other folks use to receive items without giving out their address. I will look into that. Heather, if you are upstairs doing the moderating, because I haven't seen my wife like step into chat yet. If you're upstairs doing the moderating, can you make a note for Throne for us to check that out? I'm also in the tough spot of having to prepare for a new baby, but I no longer have all the stuff from when my kid was a baby because it's all hand-me-down back then, so I have to buy new stuff. Yeah, when it comes to like a new baby, that it's unavoidable. That's the kind of thing, you know, where like you're going through a life change already. We have to give each other grace in all of this too. I think that's you've been here the whole time. You haven't checked into to chat. I didn't know. I missed you. We have a nonprofit shop downtown that has a lot of containerless products and fresh local produce, but they just lost a bunch of grant funding because of Trump. We're having the same problem with Wild Ramp. Yeah, we're having the same problem with Wild Ramp. So let's try to keep these places alive, right? I know that they're more expensive. Stormy, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know that they're more expensive. A lot of these places are. But we should try to help them as much as we can. Avoiding the big corps when possible has allowed me to be more creative in my art because I have to look through thrift stores and buy eBay to find items and inspiration rather than quick convenience. Yeah! Exactly. You know, so I brought this up before, but like Stephen Moffat. Y'all know Stephen Moffat. I always joke that Stephen Moffat needs to be given like $14 in a paperclip in order to make a good episode of Doctor Who, because if you give him too much of a budget, then he just goes wild and he doesn't utilize his own creativity. So I'm like, whenever you bring Moffat on board to write an episode, you can only give him $14 in a paperclip and make him work with that. JG, block them. Permaban. Unless... One thing I've been doing is checking if individual brands will ship their products from online that I'd normally buy at a retailer. I'll buy a little more at once, get free shipping. Yeah, that works. I'm less concerned about clothes, more concerned about a stroller, crib, bassinet, etc. The heavy equipment that costs hundreds. Yeah, seriously, that stuff. People are liking the stream. The crazies are starting to come in. Okay, with visible mending, my Grammy said my kids will never need to thrift, and now I'm trying to find the balance of being present with looking presentable and still liking secondhand thing. Honestly, you can get pretty good secondhand stuff a lot of the time, really and truly. And learn to sew. It's a good hobby to pick up. And if you can make your own clothes out of secondhand finds, you will find that you will look sharp and you will look creative. And you may even be able to, like, create your own sense of style out of it. Using your phone for stream this time, it looks clear and sounds clean. Yeah, I'm going to probably do that from here on out, honestly. Can sewing really help cut costs? Yes. If you're buying new clothes, yes, it can. Because what you can do is you can buy things secondhand and use the fabric from those. You can get, like, sheets. You can get clothes that are too big. And you can utilize them to create new pieces. I buy Carhartts and wear till they fall apart, lol, lol. Yeah, honestly, like, that's the thing, too. If there's some, like, really good, if you can afford to buy fewer and really good things, that is better than buying more things that are cheap. That's why they say it's expensive to be poor. Because poor people can't always afford to buy things that are well made, so they end up breaking more quickly. I love visible mending, but there are also many ways to mend that don't stand out. Yeah. Especially if you go to Joann's Fabric right now and get the fabric on big sale. Yeah, that's the other thing. The amount of clothing overconsumption in the U.S. is ridiculous. Most donated clothes are thrown away. I have a hard time buying secondhand because I'm big but do my best. Yeah, I've had the same problem. Usually I can find stuff that fits me this way, but I have a harder time finding stuff that fits me this way. I am 6 feet tall, so people who are tall tend, especially men tend to hold on to their shit. Because when you're a tall man, usually your clothes are more expensive, especially when you're a big and tall man. So big and tall men hold on to their shit forever until it, like, rips. So it is very difficult for me to find things secondhand, but I do try. Plus, those big and tall men's clothes are made so well. Yeah. I can find shorts. Like, summer clothes aren't really a problem for me. It's winter clothes. Because I have a hard time finding pants that don't go, like, halfway up my calf. I don't want to look like JD Vance, okay? Alright? With pants that are too skinny and too short. Permaban Boomer, I don't trust. Heather's getting her workout today. Man, it means the streams are going well, though. It's nice. You know the stream's going well when you start to get freaks. Yeah, I think we're getting the crazies because you mentioned Tangerine in the stream title. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. They gotta come in here and they gotta be weird. The weirdoids don't know that they're helping you. Yeah, seriously. What's helped me and my partner is switching from disposable to reusable items in so many areas. It means we shop so much less for a lot of things. Yeah, seriously. What, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. My brain. There are people I'm dealing with that you're not even seeing, lol. Yeah, I figured. I had something I was going to tell you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're getting the weirdoids, right? We're getting the weird people. And what sucks is that, like, this advice is stuff that could help them too. Like, they're freaking out, they're getting mad, and they're being dumb, but, like, honestly, they're about to have all this same shit. They're about to, like, have to deal with all the same shit we are. What, do you think that, like, this economic collapse is only going to affect people on the left? No, it's not. So, you know, you could take this advice too, you bunch of weirdos. It'd probably help you in the long run. Oh, the bidets, yeah. He started a recession in record time. Yeah, I am a little afraid that this one's going to turn into a depression too. Dry beans and rice will save your life. Yep. Get the beans and rice. Get the beans and rice. All right. So, since we went over that, let's do our spices, because we were still talking about equality, right? In all of this. And we were discussing the 7 mountains. And we went over families and ways to help families yesterday. And religion, we covered that one as well, I think. Education. Buy a bone-in ham for Easter, use the ham and bone for soup, then can the broth. We can't do that because Heather's Muslim. We can't do the pork. Gotta run for work meeting, but it's good to see you, Pop and Heather. Good to see you too. We could do lamb, though. Yeah, we could do lamb. All right, so let's move on to education. Ways that we can, because we were talking yesterday about the 7 Mountains Mandate. This, for those of you who weren't in stream yesterday and don't know what this is, this is kind of the game plan for Christian evangelicals to take over all of these aspects of society. These are the ones they're going for. And I don't want to think that we're going to control these aspects of society, but we do need to prevent them from controlling them, right? We need to make sure that they can't get a grip on them. And right now they do. Right now they have a grip on pretty much all of these. And so we need to pull that grip away. So let's talk ways that we can pull, the influence of the right wing away from education. The first thing I can suggest is if you have children, you better be showing up to school board meetings. We need to be doing that too, Heather. Because I guarantee the school board is starting to get weird here. I guarantee it is. C.W. Cooper needs to go, Heather. So, education. Let's talk about how to pull that away from the right wing. Tennessee banned 574 books this week. They're getting weird. Yeah, they're getting weird. Volunteer at your old schools and help with clubs and stuff. They need more adults. Yes, that is another thing. Absolutely. Libraries, keep them open. If you start to see funding getting cut from your local libraries, go and fight it. We had something like that come up. It was, I think, was it last year, honey, that it came up? And we, they successfully fought it. And the libraries and parks stayed open. West Virginia is being super weird, trying to name Spruce Knob after Trump. At least they acknowledge Trump is a large knob. Yeah, seriously, it's getting weird here, man. It's getting weird. It's getting very dear leader, and I don't like it. Okay, olive branch idea, parallel spaces. Okay, Jeffrey, I'm not sure what's going on with you. What are you talking about, bud? When you pull a book from a shelf to look at it, do not put it straight back on the shelf. Put it in one of the carts being spread about. You may think you're being helpful by... Okay, sorry, I missed your comment. It went too fast. When you pull a book from a shelf to look at it, do not put it straight back on the shelf and put it in one of the carts spread about. You may think you're being helpful by being tidy, but it can help with funding because they log those books as in use. Yes! Great idea. I didn't actually know that was a thing. So hell yeah. I think he's saying that leftists and MAGA people can have their own separate spaces. You paying for it? Also, that's just... Somebody fucking called in. I don't know who that was. Fucking telemarketers fucking up my stream. Am I back? Cool. All right. Yeah, somebody called. That's the problem with doing it on my phone, is that sometimes people call in and fuck up my stream. There probably is. I just didn't set it today because I forgot. For a second, I thought the telephone call interrupting your internet was because you somehow still had dial-up. No! I just turn on Do Not Disturb when I'm live. Yeah, I will do that next time. Because I was, like, fucking with the orientation on this today, I forgot to set the Do Not Disturb. I'll do it next time. Also, I appear to have joined right as someone got yoked. Yeah, no, people are getting yoked a lot today. Also, little free libraries and little free blockbusters are so nice to support too. Always slug ones in your community on the online map if you can. Yes, you should. You guys are so full of good ideas. I'm so proud of you. All right, media. Media is the next one that they want to take over. Well, they have successfully done that. The right wing absolutely controls the media now. 100%. I mean, have you seen the press pit lately? It's gargling. It's gargling the whole way down. Gargling the whole way down. So, in terms of media, get rid of Dustin. He can go. We don't need him here. Steven Universe would not hit TV screens like in 2025 like it did in 2013. Get Bomb 420. Man, you must be getting really hit, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're big pissed off today. They can't handle us criticizing Dear Leader. They can't handle it. They need Dear Leader. They need their big, strong daddy. They need their big, strong daddy. That's what they want. How do we leverage the title of Christian to actually reach to the politicians to get them to listen? So there are some ministers out there doing that. Honestly, it's not coming from the men. It's not coming from the men. It is the women. The lady preachers are the ones who are going to be able to get us through this. Really and truly. It's the lady preachers, the queer preachers. Christianity cannot be built on the backs of these men because they're all insane. The vast majority of male preachers right now are, at the very least, incentivized to keep things the way they are. At worst, actively contributing to it. Wonder who alerted the Hive this morning. Trump's in the title. Trump's in the title and it freaks them out. They gotta come in here and get all triggered and get mad. Alright, so media. How are we taking back the media? I think we need to support our content creators that aren't just doing active like call out content, but are actually doing like actual journalism. I don't know how long it's going to be before we can get the media back, honestly. Arts and entertainment, this is one we've had pretty much a stronghold over for a while, I will say that. But we're even starting to lose that as well, the arts and entertainment, which is why all of the entertainment and art is shitty now. Thoughts on Hassan Piker? Y'all really want me to talk about other creators, don't you? I don't like doing that because then somebody always gets mad at me. Every time. You want me to talk about Hassan? Alright, here's what I think about Hassan. I think he has good takes and bad takes. I don't think it's fair he got banned. And he does some really good journalism sometimes. And I do think it is necessary for there to be male streamers who are a little more edgy like that, because cis men aren't going to watch Thought Slime. They're just not. I use his videos to lure old gold cougar men. Women laughed. No! PBS and public radio is important. Yes. Absolutely. We work with what we got. Yeah. We work with what we got. Reposting this in case it was missed. One way I've been adjusting my media consumption is supporting smaller creators directly, like Patreon, instead of buying into tons of streaming services. If you want to do that and get a lot of really good content, Nebula. It's $5 a month. You will get access to so many creators. A lot of them post their shit early to Nebula. I highly recommend looking into Nebula. We need a resurgence of small, intense reporting on specific subject, like a resurgence of zine culture, if you will. I'll be honest, I am wondering how many people, because of this, are going to want to return to print media. I have truly questioned. I know that, like, the internet is convenient, but I am wondering, with people wanting more simplicity in their life, with them wanting to get away from, like, these insane algorithms and social media platforms, if they are going to want to return to print media. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I have no idea. But I think it's something that is feasible, that we could see happen. I think that my friends and I have talked about doing, like, a newspaper, and I don't think that's a terrible idea. By the way, if you haven't supported, put a like on the stream. Go ahead and do that. If I could get a reliable newspaper, that would be dreamy. Seriously. All right. Business. We kind of already have discussed business in this earlier in the stream, and about pulling away from corporations, supporting small businesses, spending less, and government. How do we get people in positions of power in government? We've discussed that on streams before too. So when it comes to equality, it looks like we've got a pretty good thing set up. The other thing we've wanted to talk, we had kind of talked about in terms of equality, how to get people to consume the information that will help them in the long run. Because people aren't going to go, a lot of people, let's be really honest with ourselves, people aren't going to go to, like, anti-racist workshops unless they already have a desire to move in that direction. But the people who need that shit the most, they're not going to go to a fucking anti-racist workshop. They're not. So how do we get this information into the hands of people who need it most? I think people may start to explore things beyond mainstream social media, like personal websites, personal newsletters, pin boards, and zines. Yeah, really and truly, I think people are going to want to step away from these social media networks. All right. Well, I know that it's a little early to be ending stream today. We discussed equality essentially on this one. Um, I think, okay, before we end stream though, we have to be counterculture again. We have to, and we are in the perfect position to be counterculture again. We are in the perfect position to be counterculture again, guys. We have to be the cool kids again. We have to be the people that teens go to when they want to piss their parents off. That's just the long and short of it. Because right now, the right wing has stepped into that space with the, like, edgy stuff, which is really just mostly racism, let's be real, and misogyny. And we need to get punk again. We need to be the people turn to, and we need to figure out how to do that. Okay, Patreon. That's why I've been suggesting, like, okay, we need kind of edgier art. We need art that pushes boundaries. Glad I caught your live. Thanks for being here. I'm in day 38 in the hospital with my dad, and some days your videos are all that's giving me hope. You have a lovely community. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Would you like a Stormy? Is that what you would like? Yes. A Stormy. Dang it, it won't let me do faster speed when it's vertical like this on your live. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I will try to figure out how to do it horizontally next time. I think tankies have some... Okay, hold on. Y'all are going fast in the chat. Oh my god! I did nothing to you. I think tankies have some edge because they can say things that are shocking in that way, like Stalin did nothing wrong. Yeah. I'd rather not leave this up to the fucking tankies, I'll be real. But, like I said, we gotta kind of take what we can get. I think, like, we were talking about Hassan earlier. And Vosh was brought up too. And really and truly, I know that they are controversial and a lot of people fucking hate them. But, like I said, young men aren't going to listen to Thought Slime. They're just not. They're not. They're not going to listen to Thought Slime. They're not going to listen to Hoots. They don't care. Spicy Stormy. Yeah. Alright. So, remember, guys, if you would like to help out this channel, first of all, like the stream, press all the little buttons, get notifications, all of that jazz. The other thing is, what was I going to say? Yeah, you can check out our link tree. Send some tips. You can become a member of our Patreon. That, honestly, is the best bet. As much as I need tips right now, because things are not great on that front, the Patreon, if I can get that to the point where it is big enough to sustain us, and where I can actually, like, budget my money, that would be fantastic. Also, if you are a paid patron, you get access to our interfaith discussion groups, if that's something you would like to participate in. Let's see, what else? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and read donos. I don't think there's anything else for me to... Oh, if you would like to contribute to the Mothman Ministries cookbook, that is also in the link tree. All right. So, here are our patrons. A special thanks to Jennifer Davidson, Margaret Capehart, Jessica Bednarek, Ariana, Emma Price, Allison Hill, Lauren O'Connor, Mao, Nathan, Morgan Western, Eleanor Bucksbaum, Jay Winia, Morgan May, Taylor Condra, River Johnson, Angelini Pellegrini, Faith Benamy, Kristen McSorley, Jacqueline Gordon, Devin Watson, Val Smith, Post-Punk Pastor, Pauline Gibson, Lucas Kempe Cook, and John Borg. Okay. So, we have our patrons done. There was something else as I was reading patrons that I wanted to, like, talk to you guys about. I don't remember what it is. If I think about it, I'll make a video about it on TikTok later. It was something completely unrelated, actually. I don't remember what it was. But, alright. Remember, guys, drink a water, eat a food, be kind to yourself, to your neighbor, and to the earth. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless.